And we're back with 843 TV in the Veteran Affairs Office with Caroline, who is the Director of the Department of Affairs. And you're teaching us so much, and there's so much to learn about the services you provide. And because there's so much, how do you recommend somebody starting to find out how can you help? Where do they go first? What do they do?
So we have an amazing communications department in the county, and with their help, I've been able to push out a lot of press releases as well as community awareness, whether it's in the papers. But the easiest way is for them to contact us at 843-255-6880, and Crystal will make an appointment to see one of our counselors.
Okay.
Once we do the intake, we'll be able to assess what the veteran needs in terms of claims that they can submit to the VA.
Yes. Okay.
And so we'll do everything for them. We will actually input it into the system. All they have to do is sit there and answer questions.
Okay. So just have a meeting and express their needs and how you can help. So that's definitely where you need to start.
Yes.
So very important.
Yes.
And of course, over here in Beaufort, now we talked about the geographic area north of the Broad, south of the Broad, but you've got a new office available for folks that is a little further away. Tell us about that.
So a year and a half ago, when I first took over as the director, we dispatched teams out to Hilton Head, Sun City, and Bluffton to cover down on south of the Broad. Mm-hmm. Through the help of the county government, they gave me 2 more VSOs, full-time equivalents, and then an office space on 9 Bentonfield Road. Okay. So if you live south of the Broad, you just have to make an appointment again with Crystal, and she will schedule you at the Bentonfield office or on Hilton Head or Sun City, depending on where the veteran lives.
Which, for those who aren't familiar with that road, is in the downtown, Old Towns area of Bluffton, around the Ulmer Road area. So that makes it very convenient for a lot of people.
Yes. And we also have an office on Hilton Head that we can see veterans there.
All right, that's great. And so share a little bit about more about some of the programs you've got coming up, some events, those kind of things.
So last year we did our first ever homeless stand down, and we're getting ready to do the pit count. Homeless, citizens are an important part of our interests here in Beaufort County, but particularly for me, our veterans. Because there's another way that we can get them assistance, whether it's through the HUD-VASH program or maybe some disability compensation that they have earned. We can get that, and that can help them transition back to a home and not be homeless. Mm-hmm. So the homeless part is big. Of course, veteran suicide is very, very, probably number 1 on my list. The end-of-life planning in terms of our senior veterans, and we plan for everything, right? We plan for college, we plan for kids, but we don't plan for our end of life. So this course is a 2-hour course designed to help people prepare for that last quarter of their life.
Yeah, such an important thing to remember. As you said, you don't think about that until you're almost there. And wow.
We've partnered with Legal Volunteers of the Lowcountry for free wills and powers of attorney along with that seminar. But also I'm looking at doing a financial literacy course. There's a lot of, veterans, whether they're getting compensation or not, just to help them financially plan.
Sure, yeah. I know we're going to get a little bit more detail on that in a segment coming up. With there's a lot of help out there. They just need to get the word out and get started. And I guess that's the key thing, and go from there. Is there a time frame, like once you get in with the benefits, and do they have to be reassessed every so often? How does that work?
So every case is different. And, I mentioned earlier that we go aboard the bases to do what's called BDD, Benefits Delivered Before Discharge. And what that is it helps the service members that are transitioning file their claim before they leave active duty. So by the time they take the uniform off, they know what their compensation and that helps with their transition. Mm-hmm. But we've had folks come in here as old as 94 who's never filed a claim.
94?
Yes.
Wow.
I've had a couple of them. So it's never too late.
Yeah.
If you've served, you can come in at any time. Even if it's been years since you...
even if it's 20 years or 30 years?
50 years.
50 years,
yes,
wow.
You can still file a claim because you've earned those benefits.
Sure.
So, just getting the word out. And I appreciate you having me on.
Yes.
Because this is just one more way that we can get the word out that, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the attitude for a lot of veterans, my father was a Vietnam vet, and there was some, resistance, like, I've got all my limbs. There's people, that are a lot worse than me.
Right.
But it's not about that. These are benefits that every veteran has earned, and if they've sustained an illness or injury while on active duty, and it's service connected, then they do have benefits that they've earned through that illness or injury, through that, active duty service.
Wonderful program, wonderful resources that are available. And so just getting the word out and getting started. If you think you might have a need, contact Caroline or the number that we provided. And we're going to learn a lot more from Beaufort County, so stay right here.